Hey everybody, I hope you are all well. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a yoga class which is going to be a little bit of a full body flow with a fair bit of focus on the hips and the hamstrings. So we're going to make a start lying down on our backs today. You can place the soles of the feet together if that feels comfortable and let the knees drop out nice and wide. If this doesn't feel so good in your body, then just extend the legs out long. And then let your eyes come down to a close. Start to settle, start to arrive on your mat. And most importantly, start to arrive within your body and within your breath. We're not going to be here for too long, but it's just important to take a couple of moments in stillness at the start of our practice so that we can kind of release any of the burdens or the stresses that we might have experienced in our day or our week. And we can just start to tune in with where we're at today in this exact moment. Start to let the breath become a little deeper and a little stronger. If you can, take the breath, those inhales all the way down into the belly. And then just let the exhales be slow. Feel the body start to soften and relax as you settle into that rhythm of your breath. Awesome. You can keep the eyes closed for as much of this class as you would like, but if you feel more comfortable, just let the eyes flutter open now. If the knees are out wide, use your hands to guide them slightly closer together, and then bring the knees up into your chest, wrapping the arms around the shins or placing one hand on each knee. Take a little bit of a rock from side to side here, massaging out the lower part of the spine and also the top of the pelvis. And then come back to find stillness and just let the left foot drop back down to the mat, keeping the left knee bent. And then keep your right knee drawn in towards your chest, interlacing the hands at the top of your right shin. Just start to draw that right knee in towards your chest, feeling that little bit of compression on your right hip crease. And then soften and release the grip slightly and start to invite a little bit more movement here. So maybe some semicircles from side to side. You can get really big and bold and start to draw some big circles. You don't have to hold on to that knee if that's restricting your movement. If you want to just move the leg instead. You might get some clicks or some cracks as you start to release into that right hip socket. Try not to rush through the movements here. Really take your time. If we move too quickly, we can often overlook or not even notice the parts of the body or the anatomy that need a little bit of focus today. Awesome, and then bring that right knee back into the chest, and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh, setting up for your supine figure 4 here. Flex your right foot, press the right knee away from you, activating that right glute. You can stay exactly as you are, or you can draw that left knee up into your chest, interlacing the hands behind your left thigh. Keep breathing here and really focus on pressing the sacrum, so that flat bone at the base of your spine. Really focus on pressing that down into the mat, which will help you elongate your spine and not curve. Keep pressing down through the shoulder blades as well, so that you stay open and broad through the chest. Last 2 big breaths here. You should feel this stretch down the outside of your right thigh and into your right hip as well. Feel free to find some movement here as well if that feels a little bit better for you. On your next exhale, release the bind of the hands. Let the left foot drop back down to the mat. And then with your right hand, take hold of either your right toes or the right ankle or anywhere that you can reach on your leg, basically. And extend that right leg up towards the sky. So really press the heel towards the ceiling. Doesn't matter if your right leg is not fully straight. It's really not the aim here. The aim is to feel that sensation and stretch down the back of your right leg. Notice what happens if you change the position of your right foot. So when you flex the toes, you'll probably feel a deeper stretch. But you can, of course, move the foot or point the toes if that feels better for you. With your inhales, draw the leg in slightly closer towards the chest. With your exhales, try to soften. Last big breath here. I told you the hamstrings were going to be getting a little bit of love. As you exhale, just release your leg, rebend through the right knee, let the right foot drop down to meet the left. Just pause for a moment here. Do you notice any differences between your right leg and your left leg? You might feel a bit of a rush of energy. We've just changed the direction of the blood flow, and that can feel really good in the muscles of that right leg. And then whenever you're ready, just keep the right foot where it is. Draw your left knee up into your chest, interlacing the hands at the top of your shin. Start by squeezing the left knee in as tightly as you can, compressing the hip crease, just encouraging the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments to just soften their grip a little bit. And then you can start to be a little bit more creative with your movements, just working to lubricate that left hip, waking up those muscles, maybe some circles. There really isn't a right or wrong here, and it definitely doesn't have to look the same as it did on the other side. And then drawing that left knee back into center. This time cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Set yourself up before you go any further, so flex your left foot. That's going to protect the knee. I like to have the right thigh just above the knobbly bone on the outside of the ankle. That just helps to keep everything aligned. And then press your left knee away from you to activate that glute. And if you would like to go a little bit further, then of course do float that right foot up off the mat and interlace the hands behind your right thigh. As you do this, keep pressing the left knee away from you. So the more that you resist with your left knee, the deeper you will feel that stretch into your hip and glute. Try to keep relaxing through the shoulders, keep lengthening through your spine. Last 2 big breaths here. And then as you exhale, release the bind of the hands, let the right foot float back down. With your left hand, take hold of the left toes, the ankle, wherever you can reach, and then extend that left leg up towards the sky. Don't worry if your left shoulder lifts off, but try to keep the head relaxed. Flex through the left toes if you're brave enough, and really try to work with your breath here to find that softness, find that space and depth within the shape. So as you inhale, add a little bit of pressure, drawing that left leg in. And then as you exhale, really feel everything release. Last couple of breaths here. Good job. And then slowly release the left foot, letting it come down to meet the right once again. Just pausing for a couple of moments so that you can really appreciate what is going on physically in your body. And then hug the knees up into your chest. Place the hands behind your thighs this time. We're going to take a few rocks up and down the spine. So try and create a C curve with your spine. Tuck the chin down towards your chest and use the strength of your legs to help build momentum, so that you can rock forwards and backwards, really massage out the spine. We're going to do 2 more like this. And then on your next one, see if you can catch your balance on your sit bones. Keep drawing the knees up towards your chest, lengthen through the spine. You can stay here, that's perfect. This is already really starting to wake up the core. If you can, lift your lower legs slightly so that they're running parallel to the earth. Keep pressing the chest forwards, and then see if you can extend the fingertips towards your heels with the palms facing up. Squeeze the inner thighs together. You'll feel that switch on the core even more. Keep drawing the belly button back towards your spine. Press the chest up. We've got 3 more breaths here. You've got this. The core is so integral in our practice, so it's really important that we start to switch it on. Last big breath. And then as you exhale, cross your ankles, roll over your shins, place the hands down onto the mat, and then come to find your tabletop position. Shoulders are above the wrists, hips are above the knees. Find length through your spine. Keep engaging the core by pulling the belly button back slightly, and just try to make sure that you've got equal length down the front and the back of your neck. Instead of collapsing through the shoulders, really try and press through your hands, finding a slight dome across the top of the back. And we're going to take a few rounds of our beloved cat-cow. So as you inhale, let the belly drop, press the heart forwards, take the gaze out long. And as you exhale, pull the belly button back, send the tailbone down, press the earth away, chin to chest. Work through a few more of these cat-cows in your own time, really trying to make sure that you focus on the spine as a whole. So we're not just moving the bits in between. We want to make sure that each joint, right from the base of the spine all the way up to the base of the skull, is getting a little bit of love. Feel that movement rippling up and down the spine. And then as you start to get a little bit warmer, you can, of course, start to get creative with your movements, something that I do a lot in my classes. It's such a great way of opening up the body, getting the circulation moving, and just noticing any parts of the body that are maybe a little bit stiff, perhaps holding on to some tension. Maybe you've got a little bit of an injury. Just use this time in free movement to really give the body what it wants. Taking a last couple of wiggles here. And then slowly, slowly start to come back to find stillness, coming back to find that neutral spine. From your tabletop, just walk the hands forwards about hand's length, tuck all 10 toes under, press down firmly through both hands, and drive those hips all the way up and back into our first downward facing dog. As always in this downward dog, don't worry about whether the legs are straight or whether the heels touch the ground. Really prioritize that length through the spine. So try to open up the armpits as much as you can. Drive down through both hands, lift up and out of your shoulders, and press the hips as high towards the sky as you can. Take any movements that you would like to here, so maybe bending and straightening, alternate legs, really driving the heel of the extended leg down towards the earth so you get that lovely juicy calf stretch as well. Awesome, guys. Come back to find stillness. On your next inhale, press down firmly through the left leg. As you inhale, sweep that right leg all the way up to the sky. From here, stack your right hip on top of the left, bend through your right knee, and let the right heel dangle down towards your bum, and lift that right knee up towards the sky. So the right leg looks a little bit like a scorpion tail. Try not to spiral the shoulders as well, so keep pressing that right armpit down towards the earth, and enjoy that stretch that you're feeling down the front of your right hip flexor. Take one more big breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly start to guide that right foot all the way up and in between the hands. Keep your hips high, that will help you step the right foot forwards. As you inhale, press down firmly through your right foot and rise up into your high lunge, but just keep your hands on your hips. Take a moment to set up here, so find that length in your lumbar spine. Try and keep that back heel lifted, that will help you align your pelvis. Press down firmly through the right foot, especially the heel of the right foot, to switch on this right glute. And the left glute is really switched on to support this high lunge. Relax your shoulders. Take a big breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to start to press the hips forwards as you take a really big bend through that front knee. And let the hips drive forwards and down. So you should feel this beautiful stretch down the front of that left hip flexor. As you inhale, press down firmly through the right foot. Extend the right leg as you pull the right hip back. We're going to do 3 more like that. So as you exhale, big, deep lunge and bend through that right knee as you drive the hips forwards and down. Try not to lose that integrity through the lower back. Inhale, we re-extend the right leg. Little bit of a balance here, so just don't worry if you wobble. 2 more like this. Exhale. Hips go forwards and down. Big bend through the right knee. And then press it back up. This is good for those legs. Last one. And then this time, on this last one, release the back knee down. Let your left hand drop down to the inside of your right foot. And then pull the hips back as you extend through the right leg, lifting the right toes, and reach your right arm up to the sky, coming into your twisted half splits. Really try and pull this right hip back. That's going to give you the best stretch down the back of the leg. Keep length along your spine, length along the rib cage. One more big breath here. And then as you exhale, rebend through that front knee. Both hands drop down to the outside of your right foot. Lift the back knee up, press down firmly through both hands, and step it back into your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet or pause in stillness. There's always the option to drop down into child's pose as well, so just listen to your body. And then whenever you are ready, press down firmly through the right foot. Use an inhale to sweep the left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Stack your left hip on top of the right, lifting that left knee up as you bend it, letting the left foot drop down towards your bum, opening through that hip, scorpioning your leg, and then try not to spiral through the shoulders as well, so keep the shoulders aligned. On your next exhale, slowly step your left foot all the way up and in between the hands, and then use an inhale to rise up into your high lunge. Hands remain on your hips. So keep your left knee roughly stacked above your left ankle. Right heel is lifted. Hands can stay on your hips just so that you can get a little bit of tangible feedback as to where your pelvis is at. Take a big breath in here, finding that length through the spine. And then as you exhale, start to drive those hips forwards and down. Big bend through that left knee this time. And then press the hips back as you extend through the left leg. So upper body remains really quiet here. We're going to do that 3 more times. Exhale, big, deep forward lunge. Inhale, press through that left foot, extend the left leg, pull the hips back. Last 2. So we're switching on the glutes and we're really opening up into that right hip flexor. Last one. This time, stay here. Let your back knee drop down. Release the right hand to the inside of your left foot and then pull the hips back at the same time. Extend through your left leg. Peel the toes up off the mat and reach the left arm up towards the sky. Of course, adjust your stance if you need to. You can shuffle your left heel forwards. And then really breathe. Last big breath here. Awesome. As you exhale, rebend through that front knee. Hands frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Press down firmly through both hands and step your left foot back to meet the right. Take a big breath in here through the nose. And then open your mouth, release it out. From your downward facing dog, let the knees drop down to the earth, untuck your toes. Hips connect with the heels as you stack your shoulders above your hips. On your inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, let your right fingertips drop down, left arm reaches all the way up and over. Inhale, we come back to center, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, left fingertips drop down, right arm reaches all the way up and over. Awesome. Inhale, we reach the arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, reach the arms behind you, interlace them into a fist. Draw that fist down and away from the glutes. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, puff up the chest, lift the gaze. 2 big breaths here. And then as you exhale, release the bind of the hands and just slowly fold the upper body down over your thighs. Let the forehead connect with the earth and keep the arms down by your side. From this narrow leg child's pose, we're going to take hold of the heels with our hands
And then slowly start to lift your hips up as you roll onto the crown of your head. But keep holding onto your heels with your hands and really try and pull on those heels. And you should feel a lovely stretch across the top of your back. On your next exhale, slowly release the hips all the way back down to the mat. Just pause for a few moments here, feeling those shoulder blades glide away from each other. Take a breath into the back body, perhaps sway your forehead from side to side, massaging out the third eye. And then in your own time, slowly make your way back up into your tabletop position, just so that you can sweep the feet to one side, let the hips connect with the earth. Bring the feet out in front of you, keeping them at hip width apart, knees are bent. Extend the arms forwards and out long, and then slowly as you can, start to roll all the way down, seeing if you can place each vertebra down one at a time. Really take your time here, try to relax. And then just before your shoulder blades connect with the earth, see if you can hold it here for 3, for 2, keep pulling the belly button back, for 1, good job, and release all the way down onto your backs. Bring the knees up into your chest, wrap the arms around the shins once again, take a little rock from side to side. And then come back to find stillness. Extend the arms out wide. Let your knees drop down to the right hand side. Keep the chest directed up towards the sky. You can either look towards the sky, or you can take the gaze over your left arm, whichever works best for you. If this feels like it's a little bit too much on your spine, then just slide the knees and the legs further away from your chest. Use an inhale to unravel from your twist, switching on the core to lift the knees back to center, and as you exhale, let them drop down to the left-hand side. Again, option to look up towards the ceiling or over your left arm, right arm, whichever feels best for you. Use an inhale to guide those knees back to center. Place the hands behind your thighs. Take a couple of little rocks forwards and backwards, and then rock all the way up to seated. Crossing your legs, you can untuck the slightly fleshier parts away from the sit bones. Rest your hands lightly on your knees. Find length through the spine. Let the eyes come down to a close. Just take these final closing moments in complete stillness to just observe how you are feeling, both physically, mentally, and emotionally in this exact moment. Take one final big breath in through your nose. Draw it all the way down into the belly. Open the mouth, sigh it out. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to heart center, resting the thumbs lightly on your chest, bow your head. As always, most importantly, make sure that you thank yourself for showing up for your practice today. And thank you so, so much for once again allowing me to guide you. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you guys. Hope to see you all again very soon.